right, let me throw my headphones in while you at it.
All right. All right, we are live. So yeah, what's going on with you, bro?
Chilling.
How
Just
you
a
been
little
liking
drunk. Oh, man.
just a little? I thought you'd be fucked up. But
Nah. I don't drink that often, so when I do, I get nice, but I try not to get like too like not too wasted. But just I'm feeling good. Let me just
see,
say
I'm
that
the
I'm
exact
feeling good.
opposite. I don't drink that often, so when I do, I get fucked up. You feel me?
Nah. I gotta function. I gotta be able to see where I'm going, and you know what? As long as I don't throw up, I feel like I've done my job and I've had a successful drinking experience. So
Facts. For me, I don't like. I can control myself pretty well when I'm like fucked up on all kinds of things. So that's why I do that. But yeah, man, how you
oh
been
no, I'm
liking?
just a straight fool.
You're straight. Okay.
Life at a party. I'm gonna get to know everybody when I'm drunk. Literally, I don't know you. I'm gonna walk up to somebody's random table and start saying hello. My name is this and that, and then next thing you know, I'm taking somebody's girlfriend. I'm in a fight. I had to get out of there.
That's funny. But yeah, how you been liking the recent Kingdom chapters?
I ain't gonna hold you, bro. I've been fucking with it. I do. I like because it's crazy. Because I was rewatching one of our old streams, and I can't remember who the kid was, but he was saying that the new Kiryu was gonna come and try to fight
Yeah,
Kyokai,
I remember
and we
that
were
exact
both
same shit
saying,
too, bro.
like, yo, bro, it doesn't matter if they come. Like, she's better than them now. She's better than them then, so it wouldn't matter. But like with this whole Hoken death thing, and then the nerfing of her powers, it's like, all right, well, now is the only chance where this will actually make like a relevant mark, because I don't like after Kyokai like recovers, I don't think the like okay, say she kills Ren, will the next city you want to kill her? And is she gonna be like weakened when that city you comes to? It's like I don't think so. So it's like
Yeah, I
other
mean
than that,
that would
it's been
probably
good.
happen, which is why like this situation isn't going to be what that guy said. Like he pretty much said it's going to be another urine situation when I think everyone knows that she's going to join the unit or something along those lines.
Yeah, I do want her to join.
It was
I
good.
really
It was
do.
good page one, but yeah, I mean, I kind of wanted to join. I mean, I feel like since everyone's getting an upgrade, it's only fitting that Kyokai actually gets, strong commanders under her too. She needs a good army. How y'all been doing? I mean, Twale's drunk as fuck, so he's had a pretty good day, and I've been chilling. I've had a pretty relaxing day.
Yeah, yeah. I'll cop to that. I'm drunk as fuck. Yeah, I'm out here cooking oodles and noodles and shit because I forgot to eat at the bar.
Shit.
That's how much I was drinking. I was just like, yo, I'm not even hungry. Pass me that shot.
Yeah,
But nah,
yeah, go ahead.
what was it? I was about to say all right. I'm mixed on the Haishin unit, mostly Sugan. Cause it's like on one hand, it's like, yes, y'all, you know what I'm saying? Like she's breaking laws and she's breaking the rules of the Haishin unit, so you can't let that rock. But then on the other hand, like, are you dumb enough to think that y'all gonna jump her and kill her? Like, she's literally been on the battlefield for all of like what 4 days, and the only thing we know is that she takes out 100 people at a time. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, Dugan, think more, my nigga. Like that wasn't a good move. I'm sorry.
Yeah, on one
Like,
hand, I respect it because, he's stepping up because he thinks no one else is, but at the same time, if you and a bunch of other major commanders die, then Haishin unit's kind of fucked for this battle. Like, you gotta think in the long term.
yeah, and they was risking the Archer brothers. Like they legit had them set up. Like what? She wasn't gonna kill them after they tried to kill her. Like nah. Like
I
so.
mean, it's not the stupidest thing in the world to think, okay, if she's occupied with us and the archer bows are shooting at her, that could maybe work. I don't think
No,
it's
no,
like,
it's not. No, it wasn't stupid that the plan would necessarily work, but it's the fact that, like you said, you're risking a whole lot for something. I wouldn't even put it like I would. It wasn't even a 50-50 chance. Like it was like 20% chance that you had a success. Like you know what I'm saying? Like she was 80% gonna wipe out Sugan and Kanto and the Archer brothers. You know what I'm saying? So it's like the risk that he took in trying to like prove himself and step up and be the infantry commander and shit. It's just honestly, I ain't gonna hold you. I feel like we overestimated them. Like, I don't know, because I was watching another one of the old streams, and it was like when the Haishin unit first got their placements, he was saying like more people could have like been
I
higher
told dudes
ranked
they
or
were
like more.
bums. It's like
Yeah, like they
one
could have had
person's
like
like
more.
they're like 4 Heavenly King ready or like something along those lines. I'm like, nah, bro, you
Yeah,
tripping.
nah, not at all, not at all. That's GG level, but I mean not GG, but that's general level. But like, I didn't think Sugan would be this bad without Sosa. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't see him struggling that much. I didn't think. Well, I didn't think that they was gonna make Haro or Harai or whatever the new deputy infantry commander. But it's like we were saying it earlier. It's like these niggas are at their limit. I really feel like the Haishin unit has not the unit itself, but like the old people, like the vets, the farmer vets. Like I feel like they hit a ceiling, and like they're as good as they're ever gonna be.
I don't know if I'd go
With the
quite that far,
exception of
but
like,
their ceilings aren't
bro,
that high. I'll
nah,
put it like that.
like, because it's not just the numbers. What was it? At first, I was thinking, well, you know, the Kantan elites, and then they got extra Zao reinforcements, but then it's like, yeah, Moten and Uhon are doing like they're doing work. You know what I'm saying? And then it's like, well, Moten and Uhon are the only two that's actually doing work. Konki and Osen and them are all like steadily keeping pace, and then Shin is the one that's lagging behind. You know what I'm saying? And not for nothing, I really feel like the reason why the Haishin unit is lagging behind is because without Shin like there to fight and lead from the front, without him there to boost morale with every swing, these niggas suck. I just didn't
I
think it
mean,
was to this extent.
I kind of feel you, but at the same time, it's kind of a weird situation where it's like Shosa. Okay, maybe he shouldn't have like a huge impact, but at the same time, if his impact is like 5 or 10% of what makes the unit powerful, and Shin's making moves or Ten's making moves, they're making those moves not really calculating, that difference, and then that could lead to major drawbacks. And maybe
Yeah.
Ten should be able to adapt to that, but if Shin's the one doing the commanding, I see that fucking them over pretty majorly.
But see, that's the thing, though, right? Because that's what everybody has been harping. Oh, Shin is not a general. He's not doing it. But it was never stated in any of these chapters that they were losing on a strategic front. They were losing because on a physical front, their new guys need to step up and get more accustomed to the battlefield. Their old guy, like bro, you got Bihei leading 100 men. Bihei's only known feat is surviving and begging for and asking for help in every war, and he's leading 100 men. So it's like when Bihei is leading 100 men and his 100 men are getting defeated, it's not something that you can easily ignore. Like when 10 man Bihei was getting defeated, and it's like, yo, ignore him right now. Focus on this. You know what I'm saying? Now that's 100 men out of your 10,000. Plus
Mm-hmm.
Kyokai being out and like her men not knowing, like not having nothing, like just being complete trash with her being in bed makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Like you were saying before, they don't have any other commanders of note, and Kyokai has always been like the brains and brawn for the Kyokai unit. You know what I'm saying? Like they always just followed her orders and then backed her up whenever her breath was low. So
Pretty
I
much,
don't
yeah.
like. Is it a problem? Yeah, but that's, you know what I'm saying. That's the Kyokai army. Like we don't expect them to change because in order for Haru to do that, then he would have to separate her from the Haishin unit, and they're not doing that. So there's no I honestly feel like that's the reason why she hasn't been given like they haven't like developed her squad or like her unit like that way, because she's never going to leave. So at the end of the day, you will have people like Garo leading Kyokai unit, or people like Naki leading people from the Kyokai unit, and it
But
won't
then
make a
that's what
difference.
Kyorei is gonna do, right? Don't you think that?
I'm hoping. I'm hoping. Here's the thing, right? She could either join the Haishin unit and replace Sosa, right? Which would make her like she can replace Sosa in the sense that because she's a better attacking piece than say Sugen. Sugen could be the Sosa, and he can learn to what was it like widen his field and like widen his support range. Because most of the time, Sugen was out there on the front lines fighting, trying to keep up with Shin and them. So now that he has her, and I'm hoping like in the next few chapters she starts taking orders and listening and shit. So he'll have her to like handle the main attacking, and then he'll get better at actually like leading and supporting the troops.
I'm not sure if that's what I want to happen because at the same time, I kind of want Sugin to stick with his style because he's not that extraordinary to begin with. So forcing someone that's not that great to do a style that he doesn't specialize in, I'd rather either Shin make up for that, Ten make up for that, maybe they find someone else. But yeah, maybe you could do that. But let's go back to what you said about Shin about it's not about him strategically. I kind of agree and I
Yeah,
kind of disagree because yeah, that wasn't highlighted. But at the end of the day, if he's good enough, then he'll make that difference. But it's a tough comparison when apparently Ohan and Moten got a lot better, and then their troops like on average are probably stronger, and then
see,
they also
that's
got
the thing
fucking
though.
Aizen and Akakin.
Right. I was just about to say it's not even like yes, it was highlighted that their growth as generals got better, and I'm not trying to deny that. But my nigga, we've seen what a Kakin can do. The nigga was holding down Akko's entire 20-man army. I mean 20,000-man army when he was taken out. You know what I'm saying? Donzo was literally a stand-in listening to everything that Kakin was saying. So that's like, you know what I'm saying? Like Uho just picked up a general, and not only did he pick up a general, he picked up a general that doesn't listen to orders, that basically like basically Akakin is Kyo-Rei. She just doesn't, I mean, he just doesn't like, you know what I'm saying? He's just not crazy, but well, not as crazy. But you get what I'm saying. Like Akakin don't listen to Uhon's orders. Akakin don't follow the Gyokuho's plans and shit like that. Akakin just, I'm gonna do whatever the fuck I want to do, and Uhon's gonna make the adjustments. You know what I'm saying?
hmm
Like, and then Moten like literally picked up a whole general. Like Aizen is a general from Mobu's army. So it's not like, oh, this is another 1,000-man commander or another five. Like, no, he's another general with a whole army, and his whole thing is just brute force power. Like, yes, they're gonna be better. Like, I honestly, bro, if you did your battle research about Moten's unit, right, and
Yeah.
everything up until this point, you give Moten all his credit. He outsmarted Kisui. He for you know what I'm saying, he stalled Banaji, he did everything, right? But there was nothing in the reports of anything to the level of this of Aizen's power. You know what I'm saying? Whether you want to say Moten's like strategic ability has just grown that much, which I don't think it has because he was already like GG level strategically, but the makeup of his army has now grown to the point where they're GG level. You know what I'm saying? Like that makes a big fucking difference.
For sure, yeah. And
Whereas
that was
whereas
highlighted as being
Shin,
huge too.
yeah, and then like you got to like Shin put like this, and this is the best way I can explain it. Moten and Uhong lost people who were the equivalent or maybe slightly stronger than Shosa, but then they picked up people who were equivalent to Kyokai, if not slightly better in certain aspects. Whereas Shin just lost Shosa and now Kyokai is nerfed.
hmm
And we're asking Shin to do the same things they're doing. It's like, bro, that's a bit much.
Yeah, and
Again, you
it's
have
not really just
BA
that.
leading
At
mid.
the same time, it's probably people just underestimating the enemies because it is weird how it doesn't seem like the general is that special yet. Like even from the very start of this, they said this is going to be even harder than the Gyo arc somehow. I'm still not sure how exactly that's supposed to play out, but it's kind of one of those
Because
situations
they
where the
have
enemies are
all of their
just
men.
yeah, a lot of men and they're probably like super elites. And that's probably like also plays into what you're saying about the Haishin unit just not being top tier when it comes to like individual strength.
Oh no, they're trash. I can say that with confidence. They're trash.
I wouldn't say that. I mean, weren't you hyping them up not too long ago?
I was, but then I have to do it like you know me. I be rereading it and I have to analyze it. And anything that the High Shin unit has ever done has been with Shin leading from the front. Literally, anytime they have shown like an exponential boost in strength, like morale, speed, it's always been because they're chasing Shin's back. They're looking at Shin, following his back. If Shin is at HQ and he's not doing any of that, they are fucking lackluster as fuck.
Well, yeah. Well, the majority of them are good, not great. But then there's like standouts like Sugen, Denyu, Hero, like people like that,
Right,
and then
but
it
no,
makes them like maybe
yeah,
great
but
overall.
even then, bro, again, doing a reread, they have never done, none of them. The biggest thing Dingyu has ever done without like again Shin leading from the front was that time that he took out the 1,000-man commander when Ten came back as came as the strategist. You know what I'm saying? That was the only time Ginyu did anything without Shin being right there. You know what I'm saying? The shit with Kesha, Shin literally said, "I'm about to pull a Oki." The shit with Mangoku during the Coalition War, Shin was there. The shit during Gyo with the Awakening, the shit versus Togaru. It's like if Shin is not there, inspiring and leading from the front, they're not that good, my nigga. Like I wouldn't like okay. You would say that Sugen. I would say that Sugen is as strong as like the nameless fodder niggas, like overall, not just like in terms of like a 1v1 fight, but like in terms of commanding and like overall what it means to be a leader. Sugen is as strong as the nameless fodder in the Gyokuho and Gakuka.
I can't agree with that. That's too disrespectful.
Nah, bro, I've been doing the rereads and it's not. It's really not, bro. And like honestly, like, it fucking hurt my soul when I like having to admit this because Sugen's my nigga. You know I fucks with Sugen.
But what is like nameless Gyoko fodder done though?
Everything that Sugen has done.
I mean, not
like,
really.
You know what I'm saying? I'm saying like in terms of like, okay, when Shin is like away or like Moten and them are away and they're leading their own battlefield or they're like fighting in their own battlefields and they're keeping it together. Give me one great Sugen feat that he's done again without being led from the front by Shin, like without Shin leading from the front.
I mean, the shit's gonna be off screen, of course,
but
yeah, like first of all, them getting help and pulling off great feats while getting help, it doesn't necessarily like you can't just shit on them entirely for that. Like you can get help and still be impressive with it. First of all,
and no, it's not about getting help. It's the fact that they've never like it's not that they got help because I don't consider Shin like leading from the front as like helping them, but I'm saying like when we talk about like their greatest feats, when we talk about like the things that they've done, it's always been with that like plus alpha. You know what I'm saying? Like you know how like they do it in the stats where Shin has that plus A or whatever. Like that's their plus A. When Shin is leading from the front, everybody in the high Shin unit is +2 or +5 or whatever. But now that Shin is a general and he's leading from the HQ and he's not out there on the front lines and you know what I'm saying? It's a lot different and you can see the difference, bro. Why else can you say they're just struggling? They're like, it's again, nothing has been stated about tactics, nothing has been stated about strategies. It's just straight up, you niggas are struggling when Shin is at the HQ. Why is that? Oh, but yeah, because when Shin was fighting with you, you fought 10 times harder. You know what I'm saying? And they don't do that now. They can't. Like, they just don't. Like, they sad. I'm sorry. They just sad right now.
It's
and
sad,
they need to kill Ray to come and, like, spark that shit up.
Speaking of the Shin from the HQ thing, why do you think they don't have just 10 be there and then Shin leads from the front then?
Because one, they're on an infantry battle. Like the highlight, like the major problems with this battlefield that as has been stated has been the infantry. And Shin no longer. When was the last time Shin fought in the infantry?
I mean, if Shin really wanted to, he could pull up on his horse and just, dive into that bitch solo and just have his infantry follow.
I mean, yeah, but but then that takes away from like the mechanic and the things that we've built up in Kingdom. That's the whole point of being a general, not to have to do like that's like saying the Dukio, like yes, the dude got off his horse and then fucking took the hill at Donkin Plains, but you know what I'm saying? Who would have fought Goki? You know what I'm saying? Like Shin needs fire starters, and that's why.
Well, that's not exactly a comparable situation. I get what you mean, but it's not exactly 1-to-1 because this is kind of like attrition warfare. Well, in that situation, like they needed to do something big, like right then and there.
I'm saying the whole plan from Duncan Plains was like the Duke was at the HQ. They sent the fourth army to attack. They didn't give them any orders. They just sent them to attack, and the objective in that attack was to take the hill in front of them, right? Yep. Until Shin and them started like doing the shit with the chariots and then took the hill. You know what I'm saying? Until Shin did everything that he did with the niggas in the 4th Army in Kyokai, Dukio wasn't making any moves. As an instinctual type, you need fire starters. And because Shin was that fire starter for the Duke, he said, I bet. send everything at you know what I'm saying when the fourth army, like when Shin did his shit, send everything at the fourth army, the whole cavalry, send everybody. That's the spot, and then he did what he needed to do from there. But if Shin and his people are losing on every front, you know what I'm saying? Bihei's getting beat, Sugin's getting beat, Ryosen's getting beat. Like if everybody's getting beat, Shin like he has to wait for that moment. That's the problem with instinctual people.
I'm not so sure about that. Well, first of all, I don't necessarily agree that that was the best approach Duke could have used. I would have much rather him like did something that he did in Coalition where he's actually, killing people and then it kind of forces them to start the fire instead of just waiting there. I'm still kind of confused on why Duke did that, but I do see your overall
Different
point.
type of battlefield. Like the coalition was a more open, like the Zao are in front of me. There's no mountains for them to hide behind. There's no forests and shit. The Duncan Plains, it was a little different.
I mean, they
It
weren't
was
gonna get like
mountains,
fucking
hills, and
like a huge flank or anything. Like Duke
yeah,
wasn't
I know,
doing
but
anything special.
I mean, ain't that the Duke though? Like he's like, ain't that like what the Duke was known for? He does he does what people consider foolish and by the book, but with his instincts, he's able to make up for it. I'm just saying, Shin's instincts haven't like got to that point. Like it's like this battle here is different than his battle with Gyo-un because again, with Gyo-un was right in front of him. With this, it's like you got the woods hiding and like covering up shit. Not for nothing, right? Like I know this hasn't been like stated, but say like Shin's instincts aren't refined enough to where like he's sending people to like he's sending people to a certain area, but instead of finding the enemy, they're finding like deer and shit, and they're finding like wildlife in the woods.
What the
Because
fuck?
shit, no, because think about it, because like Shin is sensing it, but he can't like Shin can't tell the difference like through just pure instincts and intuition without actually having like any like visual on it. He can sense that there's a presence over there. We need to deal with it. But instead of it being the enemy, he sends them and it's you know what I'm saying? Like his shits are not like quite attuned enough. This is not like the perfect battlefield for Shin, being in the woods like this.
Well, that doesn't really happen where they just, send someone even if they're hidden. Like it's kind of like they go off a site, you know?
Nah, because remember when the Duke sent Shin and them to go to the like to
That
the
that one
left of
time
the
against
pass?
Gahome.
Yeah.
Well, no,
And
no,
like
no. That
Tim
that
was
time
like,
you're
yo,
talking
they're
about, he actually saw it, but against Gahome the first time, like he somehow saw like the hidden ambush or something along those lines.
uh-huh, uh-huh. And he was like, he shouldn't have been able to see the smoke trail, but he knew because the Duke was just that nigga. So I'm saying like Shin hasn't gotten to that point yet, but like he's gotten to the point where like he can stretch his senses across a battlefield, but they're just not leading him to like the final mark. He still has to get attuned to that.
Another thing is that in the Gyeon situation, there's someone that's actually pushing him to, fight at his best, or else his army's gonna die. Shin thrives on those situations compared to here, where it's more of a battle of attrition, where he needs to have a bunch of small victories. So it's just not a
Yeah,
good situation for Shin to really utilize his strengths. So he is kind of looking
that
bad right now, but I don't really hold it against him. I still think he's a very good commander. I don't think he's useless against strategical types or anything.
that's what I'm saying. Like I don't know why everybody like the chapters literally said the problem is the fact that we're missing like Shosa's death and the fact that Kyokai is out and her 5,000 men are lackluster right now. People read that and then said, well, yeah, Shin's a terrible commander. He shouldn't be a general. It's like, well, damn. Like, like that's a lot, my nigga. For him to lose, for his right arm to be like taken from him, and he has trouble in the infantry in the biggest war that he's ever fought. You know what I'm saying? Because this is like we're trying to crush a nigga state now, so this is the biggest war bar anything. Like even Gyo was only the second largest city in Zhao, only second to Canton. So I guess that's why they figure it's harder because the city itself is bigger. It's the capital. They've consolidated all of their forces here, but I don't know, my nigga. It just seemed like a month worth of training. It seemed more like it was more than it actually was when we read it in that chapter.
Yeah.
Like after they became generals, like yeah, they had a month worth of training and it was grueling, and then they went back to fight. I feel like if they would have got like maybe like 6 months, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't know. I feel like I don't know. I just feel like the High Shin unit members and maybe it'll change with Killray, and like they'll be the like she'll be the catalyst to make them step up. But as of right now, my nigga, they're trash. Like I wouldn't if put like this. If I had to put like Sugan against another like a Sugan and his 1,000 men versus like anybody else like by himself, I don't think Sugan can win. Not against the Zao people we fight now.
Yeah, not against the people now. Against like a trash Zion army though, sure, maybe. I'm not really sure on that either, honestly, because he's not really used to leading 1,000 men like efficiently. But yeah, in like large scales battles, he is pretty whatever. But what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, the only way I can like even begin to rationalize how people are just putting this completely on Shin is because they're used to him getting so much screen time, and so when Ohan or Moten, who don't have as much screen time, they might be better, but they don't have as many feats. They kind of want Shin to like, you know, make it seem like everything he's done, like it has a purpose, like it was worth it. He's actually, you know, improving. So when it seems like he's like far below these guys, they kind of get salty, I guess.
I guess I can see the sentiment, but you got to understand that the starting points for these three are way different. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yes, they all have the same rank. They all achieve these ranks at the same time. But like, it's like, what anime was that? It was like when All Might told Bakugo, like, nigga, you were on level 50 and Midoriya was on like level 1. You know what I'm saying? Like the way you guys grow is different. So yeah, Shin looked like he was like explosively better in the early shows because like he was doing basic shit. Taking out generals is basic shit. But now when it comes to like leading and shit, actually commanding an army, it's like, nigga, that military training, that nobility, that shit comes into play. You know what I'm saying? When you got a whole army of people that have literally done nothing but train to serve you and fight for you, that makes a big fucking difference.
It does in fact come in pretty clutch. But
yeah, I mean, yo, listen, a whole Akakin is very useful, my nigga.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Boy. I fucks with Akakin.
One thing with Akakin, I really like how like it fleshes out Ohan's leadership, cause and it brings in the idea that, you know, there's different ways to be a good leader. Cause Eiko, like him reacting to Akakin not listening to his orders, you know, he kind of gets strict with it, and he's like, I'm not gonna promote you. I'm gonna make sure you listen to my orders. I'm gonna like keep you in check. While Ohan's like, there's no point in doing that. Like, it's better to utilize his talents this way, even though like it might seem unconventional.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was
give him
dope.
his freedom to, you know, yeah, because he gives like we said when we first saw Akakin like in the Gyo battle, it's like, yo, if he joins Uhon's gonna respect his talents, respect his skills, and he won't be 1,000-man commander for long. Lo and behold, he jumped up to 3,000 mad quick. Just yo, here, his extra 2,000. Fuck the battlefield up for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's his name? What's the other dude's name? Damn, I'm always forgetting his name. The other dude in Uhon's unit, the one that lost his like subordinate with the
motherfucking Kanjo.
Yeah, motherfucking Kanjo. Like him, he's like the cleanup man. You know what I'm saying? Like Akakin's gonna go in there, cause havoc, do whatever he do, and then Kanjo is gonna fucking clean up. You know what I'm saying? Any loose areas, any areas that look like they in suspect, and then Uhon's just gonna go for the kill whenever he needs to. Moten, on the other hand, is looking like he's just, yo, you go here, and then the Akakin, I mean, not a Akakin, Aizen, he just fucks shit up. Like, all we know is that he, like, I'm so happy he's a brute strength type of dude. Because the way he does, yo, I've been meaning to ask you, does he give you Sento Un vibes?
Kind of. I mean, he kind of has a similar look in a way. Like, they both have that Sasuke type hair. Is that why you're saying it?
Because I swear to God, when they first showed the panel of him doing his glaive swing, and then like he's pulling like a scarf or whatever from his face, it looked like he had a nosebleed for a second, and I'm like, oh, it's another one of these niggas that get off from battle. He like, I don't know, and he just reminded me of Sentu ever since. I fucks with him though. I like his. I don't know. He's dope. He's dope. Yo, I love way these armies are shaping up. Now, if we can get this psycho bitch to like be a little less psycho, like if she can be controlled, my nigga, the Haishin unit would be fucking beast. Like we wouldn't even need Kyokai to come back to like full strength if she can just control herself a little better, you know?
Pretty much, yeah. And then, yeah, she
'Cause
can
it's
like
not
she can
like
lead from the
she's doing
HQ, and
anything-
then if she wants to, her and Kyoei can fuck shit up at the same time, like in crucial moments and shit. That would be pretty fucking dope.
Man.
But where do you see this
So, I
battle
demand
like
to ask,
going
bro.
overall? You can go. You can go.
I
Go
was
ahead, ask.
damn. No. That was literally my question to you. I was just about to
Oh
ask
damn.
how long
Future sight.
how long until either a Boku or somebody shows up? How long until this gets to like the nitty gritty of the war? Because it's like a side quest right now.
See, my thing is that I feel like they have to have a major loss, and then it'll seem like, okay, we're gonna be on the brink of losing, and then Riboku has to come in and save them. Like Bonanji pretty much said, like they're gonna wait until they need their help, and then they're gonna come crawling back to Riboku. So what that entails, it's hard to say. I think they'll probably take at least one of those major cities, if not both. And then once it's time for the actual content battle, then Riboku steps up. My only thing is that, does this mean what's his face, Kocho goes down, or like is he gonna stay? I feel like, because already one of the generals that's going up against Shin, he looks like he's not that great. So maybe he's just an outlier, and the others are fucking fantastic. Who really knows? But at this point, from the information we've been given, it seems like for something major to go down, it has to be Kocho either dying or being defeated for it to feel impactful enough to really move us to the next point of the story.
See, because like I don't know, with how many breaks we've been getting, I've been doing a bunch of rereads, and I feel like, remember like how you were saying earlier, Banaji gave them a year. It was like, yo, in a year they're gonna come crying to us, come crawling back or whatever.
Yeah.
That year is like more than halfway up. You know what I'm saying? It's been more than a year. Well, actually, it's been more than a year. They're on like year and like a year and like 8 months since they actually lost Gyo, right? Because
Yeah, but
Banaji
Bonanji said that after they already pulled up on the front lines.
No, I know, but I'm saying Banaji said that when they was going to Shiba show, and what I'm saying is like the war that we was in before we went to Wei. I mean, not Wei, before we went to Chu. That battle was already going on for a year. You know what I'm saying? When they was just getting like when the Haishin unit was just getting stalled with the numbers, and then they was talking about bringing more people. Like, where were they gonna get the people? Like from
Hold on.
the point,
Like, wasn't
it
it 6 months, and then they just started the battle, and then the true battle got concluded fairly quickly?
From what I understood, it was like a month after they became generals, they went out, right?
Yeah.
And then 6 months into that campaign was when they got the alerts about well, after the death of the king shit, you know what I'm saying? Because that took a couple days or whatever. And then it was 6 months after that they had gotten the you know what I'm saying? They had gotten like the reinforcements from Kantan, and then that's when Shin was like, well, should I go to Moten and see if we could work something out with the three of us, with the two of us or whatever? And then Ten told Shin to wait because Shoheikun had something planned. If I'm not mistaken, the shit that Shoheikun had planned, well, we know it was the true invasion, but that took in story like 6 months from the time Ten had said for Shin to wait, and then for them to actually like finish taking Juko and then coming to them, because there was a whole like New Year's skip in between, like a year has passed since Ryufui did his shit, and that was
I'm not exactly sure on the timeline, but that's besides the point, really, because it doesn't really matter that much to your point.
No, I'm just saying, it's like I feel like the second we get this kill rate shit fixed, the Haishin unit is gonna be back in gear. They're gonna be fucking shit up, and then boom, Riboku's here out of nowhere. Like,
so you don't think
why?
You don't think like Zao's gonna take a major loss first and then he shows up? You think he's just gonna show up and then they're at like full strength?
You want to hear something funny? I feel like because of the predicament that they're in now, Riboku will go straight to Kocho, right? Like Reboku, he's an exile from like the Kantan. So if he can sneak an order to Kocho and like, yo, Kocho, do this in XYZ, and since he's quit like on some Oki Part 2 shit. You know what I'm saying? We're like, yo, Kocho, you do this, you do this, you do that, and then I'm gonna come in with this second army with Shibasho and we're gonna just wipe these niggas out. I feel like something like that's gonna happen. But Kocho could probably die in that battle. Because
Maybe,
it's
but
supposed to
don't
be
you
a
think?
stalemate, not for nothing, right?
Yeah, but what's gonna happen with the rest of the Kantan troops? Because if Riboku felt like he can just join in on the battlefield and then they'll say like, "Fuck it, we're just gonna help him," then he wouldn't have waited this long to begin with. He thinks they're gonna follow the king's orders. So it's pretty risky to just
See, this is the thing.
go over
I
there.
think. I mean, yeah, but I think like Reboku knows that Kocho respects him more than he respects the Zao royalty. You know what I'm saying? Like, even though we don't know how Kocho feels,
Oh, real
specifically
quick,
about the
yo,
new
page
prince.
1. Have you just been listening to us talking about Kingdom when you don't even read the series, my guy? I mean, I appreciate you staying here when you don't read the series, but yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't do that if I was you. But yeah, the character designs, they are pretty fucking dope, and you haven't seen anything.
The
Yeah, go
best
ahead.
ones. Damn, what was I saying? Kocho doesn't know, like, we don't know his like feelings about the second son, but I'm pretty sure that he fucks with Reboku more than he fucks with the Zao like royalty. So if Reboku came to him with what he thinks is a surefire plan, you gotta remember all of them dick ride Reboku, right? And then Kocho ends up dying. Let's say it's a good plan. Say like they wipe out a good portion of our like they wipe out a good number of Quinn soldiers, but at the same time Kocho dies. Who do the Zao at the capital then have to lead? They have to rely on Reboku.
Hmm. That's interesting. But another thing is that if Kocho doesn't die, Riboku can technically pull up with Shibasho, and he doesn't even have to have the flag saying it's him. It could just be Kocho telling them that's one of my units, and then they can put in work.
Show.
Yeah, or Shibasho. But with Gahome knowing that Riboku's chilling with Shibasho, like maybe the Zao King knows too, or not the Zao King, fucking.
I was just
Setsuo.
about to say that. I didn't like that. I didn't like that at all.
Yeah, I just don't know what's up with that.
I didn't like that at all.
You share the
fact
dank.
that,
What's
like,
up, bro?
Because I don't know. Because the way Gahome said it, it was kind of like he knew for a fact. Like, yo, Reboku here with this nigga named Shibasho that stopped Ordo and the Horde, right? But at the same time, it's like, okay, how the fuck did he find that out? Are you telling me that Gahome of all people just has this immaculate information network on some big mom shit? Like, no.
Yeah, I don't know, bro. I think it's probably just some coincidence. I don't know. But Binder in the chat says, I think Shibasho would be overhyped. I think he needs to kill someone major to have credibility. I mean, just the fact that he's going to be later in the series, and Haru always likes to have people have really difficult battles. The chances of that are very unlikely. I mean, Shin already killed Hoken, and Ohan killed Youn, so they're only going to have tougher battles from here, at least for major wars. So why wouldn't Shibasho be really strong and be that next super strong person to push them? I just don't see that.
The way I feel about Shibasho is he has to be considerably better than Kesha.
I mean, for sure, if he's guaranteed to be a 3-grade heaven, if he actually wanted to,
right, that's what I'm saying. Because Kesha was the closest to being a 3-grade. He would have been a 3-grade if he bothered to be so. So, for whatever reason, Reboku didn't nominate Kesha as a 3-grade heaven. Whether that was because the Zao King didn't want too many Reboku supporters having that power, or whatever the case may be. But he has to be considerably better than Kesha. And I don't know why, but I always felt like Shibasho would either fight Moten or Kanki.
I've always felt like he'll probably fight Ohan. Honestly, that's what I feel.
Ohan.
Yeah. I feel like since Shin killed Hoken, and Ohan did kill Youn, but that wasn't a big major battle. It was kind of just over pretty quickly. I feel like it would be something that Haru would give to Ohan. Here, have a major battle that Shin's had 5 times in the series.
See, I've been doing a lot of rereading, and the way I feel like horror goes about showing and highlighting the trio is Moten will be the one that comes with the strategy. And I know what I'm about to say is like it's like ain't strategies and tactics the same shit, but it's like yes and no.
Yeah,
I
it's
feel like
micro versus
Moten
macro.
because I feel like Moten is the type to come up with the overall like grand scheme, like yo, we're gonna take this and we're gonna do this, and like you three are gonna be in this position. But Uhon is the type to say, okay, when I'm in this position, I'm gonna do X, Y, and Z to maximize this position and to get what I need done. You know what I'm saying? That way. And then Shin is just, I'm gonna kill niggas. So I don't think
I'm gonna
Uhon
kill
necessarily.
niggas.
Yeah, that's Shin, my nigga. Like, I don't think Uhon necessarily like is the type. Like, yes, he you know what I'm saying, he doesn't shy away from a good fight, but I don't think Uhon is necessarily that type. Like if you came to him, he'll kill you. But as a general now, I think he views his life a little bit differently. Kind of like his father's, where like I'm the most important thing, so I don't have to risk myself to get you. I'm like you're gonna be destroyed by me regardless. I don't have to risk myself to get you. Whereas Shin, that nigga's a Dukio. You know what I'm saying? Like Dukio is always out there trying to kill.
And he has killed Gyoen at
Yeah.
this point. Like, yeah, he doesn't need to lower himself to duel someone if he feels like I'm gonna destroy you regardless. So yeah, I pretty much agree with that.
Right. Yeah. And I don't think it's fucked up as this is about to sound. I don't think Moten is ever gonna catch a body.
I think he has to. I mean, he doesn't necessarily have to, but I feel like just why wouldn't you? Other than like Moten's style,
now, right?
But you could put him in situations
Name
where
one,
he needs to use it.
Name one strategic commander or strategic general that's caught an actual body.
Riboku. He sent fucking Mako to the Shadow Realm.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about his trash ass. All right, you got that one. You got that.
That wasn't a serious one, anyways, because it's not really like comparable to what you're saying.
It's like, yeah, strategists, those type of niggas, they don't catch bodies. They maneuver you with their strategies, and then you know what I'm saying. They get their dubs like that.
But there are like situations where maybe Moten gets outsmarted, or maybe someone else does, and he has to pick up the slack and do something extra, and like he's just forced to kill someone. Like Haru can easily write that situation.
No, yeah, he can. I feel like Moten is good enough to protect himself, but I don't ever see Moten catching a bot like in a duel. I don't see the. I was about to say the strongest person is Fute, but nah, Moten would clap Fute.
Hey, I've been wanting to see Moten versus Fute for so long, but it's been years. I want to see that. I need to see that.
The Parry King versus the Speed Demon, but
Moten's probably faster too. Feels bad.
Dude, I was about to say if Moten is faster, then he has no shot. He has no shot. But I was about to say I think Moten could finesse the Byakuya sword nigga.
I mean, that would be interesting.
But
yes,
that's a Shin fight.
Yeah, that's a Shin fight. I mean, I could see Moten killing someone who isn't necessarily like he doesn't come into the battlefield like I'm Big Dick Yon. I have like massive physical strength, but like maybe like some mid tier guy, maybe someone who's also like finesse, like Moten is.
Shit, I was talking to somebody on Reddit, and then I said something like, I don't think in the series Moten will be able to beat Bate.
Damn, that's pretty fucking wild, honestly. I feel like he still could have beaten Bate at
like,
Shugai.
Really? Oh nah. Oh no. Mm-mm. He tried. He was. He had mad opportunity to kill Bate before and after. Well, not after Mako got there because they sent like 10,000 niggas to save him. But he had opportunity. And Moten's a speed guy. Like he it's not like he needs long to stab you in the throat.
Yeah, but he also isn't in like the biggest rush to kill him. He could play it safe. I'm gonna overwhelm you with my guys, and then I'll pick my opportunities. Because he did say like it would be great to kill him, but I don't have to do it. Mako was about to fuck him up regardless. But if you think he's stronger, I mean, I could see that. It's not really something that I'm gonna be heavily against. I just feel like Moten is probably slept on, and just the fact that Haru went out of his way to give him like really good showings against Koyoku, I feel like that will be relevant later on. But Binder says, do you guys think Koyoku will eventually kill Toe? Seems like it's setting it up. I remember Twale.
Nah.
You convinced me that was it Toe retires?
Toe would retire. Yeah,
Yeah,
Toe
yeah.
retires before he dies.
I mean, I could see either situation. I feel like at the very least they're gonna have another duel, and if that leads to Toe's death or not will probably depend on the circumstances. Like if Toe needs to die for the plot, then he will. But yeah, I'm not really sure at this point. Twale did give a compelling argument for Toe retiring, so I'm probably more leaning towards that at the moment. But I'm open to either side.
It would be disrespectful to Toe and to like his generation if this nigga Koyoku killed him.
But I mean, it's the new generation that's gonna be, the top generation, and then if this is Shin's opponent, it's not that disrespectful.
Nah, it is though. It is because that's like
Koyoku's
saying
just that guy.
I mean, I guess, but that's like saying the pig nigga. That's like saying the pig nigga should have fought fucking like should have killed Oki. Like, nah.
Nah, don't even try making that comparison. Fuck out of here.
I mean, just like this kid, the pig nigga was doing good against the was it the army commanders?
Against
like
fucking Doken, yeah.
Against everybody but Toe, he does good against the Oki army. If you Toe, you straight. But if anybody else can get clapped by Koyoku, I just need to see more from him. I wish that I would. That was one of the I wouldn't say disappointments in the Joku arc, but that was like one of the letdowns. That he didn't really do anything.
I definitely did find it disappointing, and I wanted to segue to that anyways. I wanted to hear your thoughts on the Juko arc. The only thing is, I could see why you're saying it's not disappointing, only because the arc was so short. If it was like prolonged and he still didn't do anything, then it's like, why even have him here? But it's like, he came in, he got some feats, he got to shine a little bit. He did stuff.
Right, and that's bro. Future Sight on point. You got extra 10 points because that's exactly how it was. It was like he came just to display the fact that he was a general, and whether you want to say, oh well, he has more men than like Moten and them, is like, or it's just like Chu just has more men in general, so that's why like he's on the same level as them. They're just more men in their country. That's why they're giving more men. But he came in, and then he like went after Toe after being told to go after Toe, and then he didn't like get Toe. He had a clash with Toe. They cut each other on the cheek, and that was about it. It was over. Mm-hmm. And then after that, it was like the next thing we know, okay, yeah, the battle's over because the Wei had already taken the city and Juko was captured. You know what I'm saying? The person was captured. So it's like they took both Juko, the city, and the person, and then this nigga's bitching about retreating. It was like, At least it's good to get confirmation he's a general, unlike certain other fucking rivals.
And he also did get a nice little feat against Ranbi Haku. But Binder says, you guys think the Shukuyo clan, assassin clan, that served as Shiryu will join Kyokai's army in the future? I honestly don't know what you're talking about. I mean...
The Shiryu clan. Oh, he's talking about the dude from... Remember when Kyokai was hired by Shohei-kun and them?
And is he talking about those Boulder guys? It's like, we can crush Boulder?
No. Remember when Ten and Kyokai, right before Ten and Kyokai had their talk, I think his name was Entei or something like that. Like he went to Kyokai and was like, "Yo, I'll spread the fame and you know what I'm saying, allow me to work for you and shit. Like our clans used to be under yours." And she was like, "Nah, that was old. That was like hundreds of years ago type shit." I don't know.
Yeah, I'm remembering that convo. I just don't really remember what their design is. But to answer your question, Binder, I mean, I don't really think it's necessary. I personally think that the Shiryu, once Kyorei joins, they'll maybe not like immediately, but they'll eventually join Kyokai as well. So yeah, if they join, it's like, why would those other bums join? Like, who cares about them?
Honestly, nah. But think about it. Shin is going to be leading armies in the hundreds of thousands.
That is true.
Kyokai is going to have her own army of like. Just think, like next war, Kyokai should be a general, right? There's no reason to hold her back. We know she's physically like if she can get past this hurdle and get past the nerf, maybe not back to like full capabilities, but we know she's stronger than Bihei. You know what I'm saying? And she's smarter than Bihei, so she could definitely be a general come the start of the next war, right? And
For sure,
if the majority of her Like and say like after we take Kantan or whatever, they get another 6 months to break. But in this 6 months, Shin is like, yo, take me to your people. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like we not dealing with this shit no more. And then they just take over all the clans.
I feel like Kyorei would just have so much respect for her that she's like, I'll do that for you. Like, there's no need for y'all to lower yourselves like that. I'll take care of that.
Kill all the elders, unify the 19 clans, and then fold them under Kyokai.
I mean, we've been saying that for so long. Like, that general idea.
Bro,
so,
yeah,
see it
like, happening.
Yeah, to see it, like, probably happening, like, it's pretty fucking dope, man. It's pretty fucking dope. Sleepy General says, how long do you think Kanki has left in Kin? I mean,
as long as he wants.
Well, this is just gonna go to the Riboku versus Kanki theory. Is Kanki gonna die? Is he gonna, go to another state? So either he stays in Kin for either the rest of the story or for most of it, because he has an unexpected death later, or the more plausible scenario where he either dies to Riboku or goes to another state. Probably most likely is that he dies right now. Like, just from the information we've been given, so probably relatively soonish he leaves Kin by leaving the fucking living world. So yeah, it just depends when Riboku shows up and what happens there.
I'm 100% in the camp that he leaves the state, but he does it at his own terms. Like he like for some reason, like when like Issei like makes it fully known, like we're on a conquest for unification. And he like lets Kanki know, like, look, my nigga.
If only Draco was here.
Yeah, I know, right? But it's like you can't do none of your shit. Like the way you conquer is not good for unification, right? And Kanki's like, nah, fuck that. I'm gonna continue to win how I win. And then because the slaughters and the fucking unnecessary like brutality is like fucking up like Sei's vision. Sei either kicks him out or like he just leaves.
I mean, he's still a very useful piece, so it'd have to be something where, like, we don't need you anymore, which I don't think that's that likely because, unification is built up to be such a grueling task. I feel like more likely it's just they don't have that talk, but because Kanki is, bad for Sei's dream, it's just happened to be like they separate. They're not, join forces anymore. Yeah, go ahead.
You think Kanki will be salty? You think Kanki would be salty if he wasn't chosen for Quinn 6?
I think so. Yeah,
the right to wage war, and he just like, yo, fuck y'all, I'm out.
Yeah, he doesn't care about the title, but he wants the perks of it, and he's like, okay, yeah. I took over Kokyo. I've been one of the most clutch generals consistently. So, what the fuck?
Who's putting in the biggest bid for Kanki? Yo, it's the kingdom. It's the kingdom draft. Who's putting in the biggest bid?
You mean like inverse or like? People actually, talking about doing a kingdom draft.
Yeah, inverse. Like which state?
I mean, I'd probably say Yan because they fucking need it. I mean, any state, like if they just get the option to take Kanki, they're gonna, be on their knees begging. And Wei, like they probably wouldn't accept him because Gohomi has a grudge, pride, all that shit. And Chu probably doesn't care that much because, they're cocky, they're Chu. And Ki isn't planning to do anything. So, yeah, probably Yan.
Okay.
And so I have a bias towards the idea of Kanki leaving because I just feel like he makes for such a good antagonist and him versus Shin in a war is just, it's such a good idea. It's like, that's such a huge wasted potential if that doesn't happen. Like his death, if that's the route Hara wants to go with, it better be godly if you're going to miss out on all that.
That's the problem. Kanki's death has to be better than Oki's if he died. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, I mean, Kanki's death and like Kanki's backstory is one of the things that people are most looking forward to. So I do expect it to be great, but I still feel like it's not worth it overall for him to die compared to him getting more screen time later on and having an epic battle with Shin.
See, yeah, Kanki as an antagonist to me would be better than Riboku as an antagonist. Only because, like I don't know, like, yo, Kanki is just so fucked up. And the way he goes about war, and the way he talked to, what was his name, Choto, is like, nigga, I don't give a fuck about kingdoms. I care about me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I do this because Kin happens to pay me the most or whatever. Like, You know what I'm saying? It just happened to be coincidence that I work for you niggas, but I would do this anywhere because I'm that fucking good, and I actually want to see that like come to fruition.
I just want to see that ideology fleshed out more as well. But what was I gonna say? Yeah, do you think Kanki is an antagonist right now because he is on their side, but so is Rio Fui? Like technically, he is opposed to Shin, even though he's helping Kin because what he wants goes against what Shin wants.
Mm. I I was about to make an anti villain, I guess, an
I mean,
anti antagonist, because like put it like this, right? He doesn't fuck with Shin, but he's not actively trying to thwart Shin. Like you know what I'm saying? He don't give a fuck about Shin, so it's not like you know what I'm saying? Like he's waking up, coming up with a scheme on how to prevent Shin and Issei from unification. He don't.
I
You know,
agree,
he don't,
but he's fucking with Shin's like ideal, conquest where they don't kill everyone on their path there. So he is fucking with
okay.
what Shin wants in a way.
Yes, but okay. Let
But
me ask you
I
this
see
then,
what you
right?
mean. Like he should play a more like proactive role if he's actually going to be considered an antagonist. So I don't even know if anti-antagonist is a term, but I guess that'd be a good term.
We just made it up.
Yeah.
But what do you think about Shin and the Ray situation? Like him not wilding out for her doing the shit Conky did.
I mean, I feel like you can try to criticize it, but overall, like I've liked his new aura ever since he was declared they said he should be the leader of the right wing, and then he's carrying that over, and I feel like the aura part of it is dope. Whether or not he's justified, I mean, he's justified in having a reason to trust Kyokai. I mean, she is super smart, she's super loyal, she has good judgment, so if she says leave it to me, then like if it
Leave it
doesn't
to
go
her.
super far, then yeah, leave it to her. I mean, it is pushing it because he does have a strong moral code, but at the same time, it's like it hasn't been that long, and if it does get to a point where she's gonna say fuck y'all, then
30, 30,
then
30 violations, my nigga.
I mean,
She violated the War Act 30 times. Like, yo, Conky,
well, here's the thing,
Conky kills a
because
couple of civilians. He
yeah,
went in there, guns a blazing. Same thing with Kyokai. Went in there, cold cocking, killing Conky's men, guns a blazing. Conky, you bastard! Like, I don't know. Like, I don't necessarily have a problem with it. It just seems funny to me how this nigga hasn't said anything to her at all about it. Like, he left that to Shosa. You know what I'm saying? It just not Shosa, Sugen. It just seems funny.
yeah. What I was about to say is like she's like almost past the tipping point. Like if she did something so bad like kill innocents, then Shin would be like, all right, Kyokai, it doesn't matter what you say, I'm killing her right now. But since she's just almost at that point, but not quite, it's enough for him to say, okay, I'm willing to like let a few days pass by and give Kyokai the necessary time. Because
You don't consider
if the plan doesn't work out, then just fuck you. We're gonna kick you out anyways.
you don't consider surrendered prisoners innocents?
I mean, there's this whole thing about like actual people that aren't army members, like they're not willing to die. They haven't like
Oh, you mean civilians? Okay, yeah. Had
yeah,
she killed
yeah.
some? Oh, yeah. Had she killed some civilians, it'd have been a wrap for her.
Yeah, like
I
army
don't think
people are at
anybody
least
in
like
high
willing
school
to
unit.
die. They're ready to die.
Yeah. I mean, okay, so I could see that being a difference because Conky did murder a bunch of villagers.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And like even then, like even this would be too far if like it was gonna be a constant thing, which Shin knows is a constant thing with Conky. Like here, it's like, okay, I'm gonna give Kyokai a chance to make it stop, and if it doesn't stop, then we're kicking you out. We're gonna kill you, whatever the case is.
Okay. Do you think Kyokai, like, do you think after it's all said and done, she's gonna be like back to her happy-go-lucky, I want a puppy self? Or do you think like this is gonna like linger on for a while?
I mean, she's never like I want a puppy type personality to begin with. I'm not really sure what you mean.
She was like in the Omakes. If you go back,
Oh,
and
you're
read,
talking about those. I mean,
yeah, like she legit tells Shiki like I want to raise a puppy and beat up the bullies that are attacking the weak. Like you know what I'm saying, she was a good person before the ritual.
oh, I thought you said Kyokai, not Kyorei.
No, yeah, I'm saying like after I'm saying this whole Ray situation, like we both agree that Kyokai is not gonna kill her, right? Like that, like it would be a lot of wasted panels just to have her come and just get killed. You know what I'm saying? So it's like she's gonna join the high Shin unit.
Did you see my review of the chapters?
No, I haven't.
I pretty much
Not
agreed
yet.
with that. I said it'd be a waste of time. I mean, you could waste time and just have this plotline just for the sake of it in another war, but this war is too big to do that. Like it kind of ruins the start of it if that's the case. It's just too
Right.
grand of a war. So yeah, I mean, I could see that. Maybe it'll take some time. I don't think it should be like instant because she did suffer a lot of trauma, but like it'll eventually develop to that. But Draco Nation in the chat said didn't
What
catch
up,
up,
bro?
but glad the streams are back. Yeah, bro. We getting 9 concurrent viewers. I mean, that's pretty dope. 7 likes too. People supporting the stream. That's what's up. I mean, the more people support the stream, the more I'll do it. I might just stop doing recordings then and start streaming. You know what I'm saying? But
Go ahead and drop a like.
Fa Binder says, "Do you guys think if Chu isn't the final boss, Cohen will be the overall greatest general?" I mean, even if Chu are the final boss, I still don't really think has to be the greatest general because, well, I think Shin's gonna go up against Koyoku, and yeah, I think Koyoku he might not surpass Cohen overall, but he's gonna face Shin, and Chu's just so massive that it's gonna be like all these legendary generals, Mobu, maybe To, Osen, etc. They're all gonna have epic battles, so it's kind of hard to like differentiate and say this is the one major battle. It's like I don't think there's gonna be one major battle unless Shin's in it. So Cohen might go up against Mobu, he might go up against Osen, and he's gonna put on a legendary performance, but it's not gonna be like Cohen is the person keeping Chu alive. You know what I'm saying? Like he's just
Honestly,
gonna be like another one of the legendary generals that's facing one of our legendary generals.
Shin versus Renpa. I don't give a fuck how old he is.
Yo,
The
Rampa the
strong,
goat and
the
90
strong
years
are the
old.
strong until they die.
Man, I need to fucking drop that Rempa video that I've been planning to drop. Wait for
Because
that.
with Cohen, like unless we get a massive information between now and when we do fight them in Chu, I don't think Cohen is like hyped up enough. Like you know what I'm saying? Like he's this like mystery guy in Chu, yeah, but like we coming from like once Raboku is done, I ain't gonna hold you. Unless Konki or Osen turn into the antagonist, we're gonna be like there's gonna be a big void in like who's that big threat in China. You know what I'm saying? Like when Raboku took out Oki and Gekushin, it was like, yeah, everything in China for a couple years is gonna revolve around this man. When we take Raboku out, who does it then revolve around? Us?
Yeah, I mean, I guess that would be another reason why you would, make Kanki an antagonist. But I
Or
guess
don't
Cohen
kill
could,
Raboku and send him to Chu.
yeah, it's not happening. But I guess Cohen could be that. I just don't think he's gonna be like, the big Mamu of the Chu invasion.
Oh nah, I mean how old is Cohen? Like shouldn't he be like Renpa's age, if not older?
Probably, I would assume so.
It was like if Renpa and Cohen fight together versus Shin, is that hype? Or is it like, nah, he wins because they're like 90? Like, you know what I'm saying?
He wins because they're 90. Oh man.
Like, can Renpa even, like, I'm not going to say they're going to be like senile, but can Renpa even hold a glaive, my nigga? Like, this might just be a battle to see if I can get to your HQ and have a drink with you, my nigga, because, like, I don't know. Like, as much as I want to see Renpa actually fight again and actually, like, be in a war, I don't see it happening.
Yo, it'd be so trash if Rempa's degraded so much that when he picks up the glaive, his words are, "My glaive's edge is excellent."
Oh my god, no.
Bro, that'd be the most devastating thing ever.
The worst, my nigga. Like,
Talk about a fucking downgrade, bro.
oh man.
Binder said, "Could Koyoku and Cohen be family members?" That's like the meta theory, and I agree with it. Or even Karin brother will somehow be Cohen brother. I mean, not really the same name, and I don't really see a reason for it. That's pretty random, but maybe, I don't know. But yeah, go ahead.
Nah, yeah, Koyoku has to be someone. Like I don't want to say he has to be like top like nobility or whatever, but he has to be someone important to have gotten that sword.
Yeah, I mean,
Like
I agree with that.
the national treasure sword, like it. That seems like a type of thing that runs through a family. Like you know what I'm saying? You didn't just pick that up in a pawn shop or at a regular like blacksmith or some shit. And the fact that like nobody's tried to take it from him, like it's duly recognized by not only the military but like the nobility. You know what I'm saying? Because that's like it wasn't it a national treasure or some shit. The sword.
Yeah, pretty
Right. So
much.
it's like, and no one's tried to claim that from him. So I wouldn't be surprised if he had some type of ties to like higher ups, and Cohen is like his great grandfather or something. That wouldn't be
Yeah.
That wouldn't be too bad.
I mean, I think that'd be ideal. I'd enjoy that. And also, it's like even when he was a 1K commander, they still didn't try to claim that for him, or like they still knew it was his. It's not even just now that he's a
Yeah.
general, or like a big shot or anything.
True. True. Okay. Now that we're talking about it, have you heard the theory that Shin is Karin's brother?
I have, and I don't really like it. I don't see a reason for it.
And that
I don't know.
she went southern, like she went further south in Chu looking for him, and he went north of Chu and ended up in Quinn.
I mean, I guess the sole reason for it is Shin, his exact origins are unknown. So it's like if there's a mystery, then you're gonna, do something with the mystery usually. And it's like Karin has a
Yeah.
mystery, so mystery plus mystery, put them together. I don't really like it though.
The only reason why I even thought about it is because like I feel like there's a reason for why Hara is not having Shin fought Chu. I think they're like them and Yan are like the only states Shin has never fought.
Hmm. It's too hard to say, but
Even when they were posted down there at the border, they never, you know what I'm saying? They had that little skirmish with Koyoku, but that wasn't nothing. When the Chu were attacking during the State of Ai rebellion, Shin was fighting the State of Ai, you know what I'm saying? Like while Moten and them were fighting the Chu. So it just seems like every time we're involved with Chu, Shin is always in the opposite direction. And I don't know. I feel like Hara's doing that for a reason.
maybe. But
But
unless the chat has more questions, I'm gonna segue to what do you think of the Juko arc just overall? Did you like it? Did you think it's one of the top arcs? Or did you find it underwhelming?
top arcs. Honestly, bro, when it comes to top arcs, like right now in my head, I can only say the Gyo invasion, Coalition, Sanyo, Bayo.
All right, let's
That
compare it to other mini arcs then, like the mini arc where Riboku and Ryofugi had their chat, the mini arc where Sei and Oken had their chat. The what other one am I thinking about? Well, compared to those two, I guess.
I was about to say the Yu Rin shit, but yeah, if you compare it to those, like okay, if you compare it to like the mini arcs or like the side quests, then yeah, it's one of my favorite arcs because like it was too short to be considered a main arc, but it did have a lot of importance, a lot of foreshadowing that I really like. I can't wait for it to come.
Mm-hmm.
And
I feel
I,
like
like, I
Hara
know
did
it,
a
I
fucking
know,
great job at building up the antagonist.
yeah, and I know you know what I'm talking about, but like I don't want to spoil it for the people in the chat that haven't read the one
Uh-huh.
shots or whatever. But the
Have
way
you
he
seen
had
my
Mandu set
Juko?
that
Have you
up,
seen my Juko review?
yeah, I seen it.
What was it? A fucking legendary video or what?
It was a long video, I'll give you that. But nah, it was a good video. It was a good video. I disagreed. Like I was with you up like with the whole Manu backstory and like how he he lost everything. But I still feel like that was like contradictory in the arc. Like they said he has a fire. It's just I don't know, man. Yo, I hope Karin does something good with him. That's all I can say.
What about my suggestion that is fire in this situation at least? Well, maybe to a lesser extent, his fire is protecting his army because these people stayed loyal to the end, and he can just go and have fun with them in wars. But the main reason would be that he wants his ideology to be the correct one because he doesn't want to believe that it was wrong and something like Mobu,
Yeah.
he's on the correct path and shit, and then everything he thought he like gained through fucking wisdom was a lie and shit.
I was about to say he can't. It's one of those times where it's like you can't admit that you're wrong because it's like the Hoken thing. It's like you can't. Like Hoken can't admit that his path never was to begin with, because then you have to you literally have to take a hard look at yourself and be like, what the fuck was I doing these last 10, 15, 20, 30 years? You know what I'm saying? What was the point of everything that I've done?
And it just feels like there's nothing left for him. Like, at least in this path, he can have fun. Like, what fun is there for him if he's wrong?
I mean, he can try to find like I ain't gonna hold you. The only thing that would be for like a person like Manu would be to like find a new home. You know what I'm saying? Like, yes, that's not easy. Like, you know, your state betrayed you and they like sided with the Chew on some fuck shit. But if he could like that, like we were saying before, like find some way to have like Mobile recruit him and like he sees that light in Mobile, but then I don't know because when Mobile loses his light, that'll fuck him up even more.
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, he doesn't want to be like Mobile. Even if he realizes that maybe Mobile's path is the correct one, he likes just being carefree and just enjoying himself like that. He doesn't want to be like super serious because he's like, okay, this path is the correct one. I need to wholeheartedly
But that's
commit
the
myself
thing.
to it, like Mobile does.
Is Mobile's path the correct one? Because like that's the thing. Like we won't know if Mobile's path is the correct one until after the one shot happens. Like you know what I'm saying? Like him and Manu, like Mobile won't even have that option to contest the answers because like nigga, you don't know yet. You don't know that pain of losing everything, having the people you put your trust in, the people you put your faith in, betray you. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't know that yet. So until then, until you know that pain, and then you can come and say your answer was correct. It's like nigga, we both don't know. Is that you just fight harder for yours because you feel, you know what I'm saying? You still have more feelings attached to your answer. Whereas Manu is just, nigga, I'm above all this emotional shit. I'm just having fun now. Like he said, I'm, what do you say? I'm released from my burdens. I no longer have that heavy weight holding me down type shit. And I've grown stronger because of it. But
So
I don't know. Like,
do you think Mobu and Manu will have their rematch after, you know, the whole Shoryuken one shot, you know, events pass by? Let's not really go in depth on that. Or do you think they're gonna have the fight before? Because if
honestly,
they have the
bro,
fight before, I mean, it could maybe work, but based on what you're saying, it seems more likely that it would be after. But that's like so far into the story.
yeah, I do think it's after. But I think not for nothing. I think Manu is gonna be there. Like I think Manu is gonna be one of the people that spur, you know who into action.
That'd be interesting.
You know what I'm saying? Like not even knowing the like he don't even have to know the full backstory, but he could just be like, "Yo, I know you. I know of you. I know what you're about, and I know how strong you are. If you could, because you know he don't want to submit. Like that's the one thing Manu don't want us to do. He don't want to submit. So it's like if he can like find a way to keep fighting and keep fighting and keep fighting, and then to hear that speech between the two of them at the very end, that might be a great way to wrap up all three of their stories.
I agree. I think that'd be fucking awesome. It's just like I said, hard to see it going by like so late into the story, but maybe. Sleeping General
Think
said,
about it.
"Who do you think is Karin's
Oh,
brother?" I don't have really a particular theory on that. I mean, as of now, I think it's someone we don't know. But yeah, go ahead.
I ain't gonna hold you. I do like I don't believe it, but I do like the Shin is her younger brother theory. Like
I mean,
I don't
the
know.
only reason I like it even a little bit is because obviously she's a wacky personality. Her and Shin could have some funny interactions.
And do you think they're ever gonna expand upon Shin's parents?
I do, but it's
You
not.
do.
It's because of history. It's not really an idea I came up with myself.
Because I was thinking in my head, like, how would it even come up? Like, say his parents are alive. Like, did they give him up for abandonment and run? And it's like, would Shin want to meet parents like that? And it's
They
like,
come to him. It's like, well, now that you're a big shot, you know, accept us.
yeah, that no bullshit. I was thinking some shit like, yeah, like we were your mom and dad, but you know, we gave you up because we thought you were gonna be worthless. It's like, wait, like how does this work? So it's like, I don't know, but I wouldn't mind if it turned out to be true. It just makes me think like, is the dude that we know as Karin's brother now is like, has he been lying this whole time just to like be in Karin's good favor, like good graces?
I have no idea. Are you talking about fucking what's that dude's name?
Cotton, right?
Kyan? Yeah, no, I
Yeah.
think it's just another brother. Yeah,
Okay, so she. Okay, because that's the thing I always had in my head. Like, was she looking for him and found him eventually, or was it the two of them looking for a third brother?
yeah, I think it was the two of them. But you know, it would be a
See,
funny ass scenario if Shin, he has that moment we were talking about, but with foster parents, and he accepts them despite them being pieces of shit. But when his real parents come, he doesn't accept them, and now like they have problems. Like that'd be so ironic.
Who would be Shin's foster parents? Like the mayor and shit? The mayor and the woman
I
and his
mean,
wife?
was that guy the mayor? I don't know. He kind of seemed like a regular bum.
Nah. I'm pretty sure that the dude that let them live in the shack or whatever was the mayor of their little ass village. Like, you know what I'm saying? They lived in a bum ass village and he was the mayor of a bum ass village, but I'm pretty sure that's what he was.
That's a pretty
Like,
fucking shitty house for a mayor, man.
yeah, it is. And you
Cher
would think
said
that the mayor
Sonya one
would
of my
have more
personal
substance.
faves. Yo, Cher, look out for the Sonya review. It might take a while, but it's gonna be lit when it comes out. Yeah, what were you
Yeah,
saying?
Sanyo is definitely one of the best arcs in Kingdom.
I feel like it's so slept on. Well, I guess not, but I don't know because everyone acknowledges it as one of the best arcs, but I don't feel people realize just how good it is, despite that.
Because it's like, yo, like the only things I see people consistently put above Sanyo is the coalition. You know what I'm saying? Like I know
Pretty
a
much,
lot of
yeah.
people that like, you know what I'm saying, like coalition one, maybe bio because of Oki. You know what I'm saying? But like yeah, coalition bio. It's not too many people that like really fuck with the Western Zhao invasion like that, which is surprising.
Yeah, I mean,
Like I thought it was a really good arc.
it's kind of not surprising and surprising at the same time. I mean, it is easy to see why it's controversial in a sense, but it just brought up so many positives. I mean, it's such a long arc, but I want to do a review on that too because I feel like that arc is heavily slept on, and making a very long review on it, I think will change a lot of people's minds. But it's just such a fucking tall undertaking to go through.
I ain't like this was the first arc in which I can say like the master game, there was master prep work. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, even before battles broke out, before niggas moved out, there
Hmm.
was massive prep work on a high level to the point where you got Osen and them coming up with fake supply lines and fucking hidden supply depots in certain cities. No one, nigga, before that, nobody in Kingdom ever thought of no shit like that for any invasion. Like, you
Well,
know what
all
I'm
the
saying? No matter how
invasions,
important it was, like,
yeah, they weren't super long though, so it wasn't really necessary.
what you call it? The Sanyo invasion was longer than this. Remember, we was only in the Western Invasion arc for like 60 days or something like that. We was sieging fucking one city in Sanyo for like 10 days. We was sieging cities before we started fighting Renpa for like 6 months.
That wasn't when the true battle started though. It didn't like shit didn't really matter at that point.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, but what I'm saying is like they were still fighting, like they were still out there, like niggas were still dying, sieging cities and shit, and then on top of the battlefield with fucking Renpa, that was like what was it, like 4 or 5 days or something like that?
Yeah, but they needed
Yeah,
Grandpa. Like he was the only person that they could really rely on, and he went out when he went out when shit actually mattered. So it wasn't really feasible then, but yeah, for like what I'm saying basically is for like the majority of the series, it's not like that was a strategy they could use and they just weren't smart enough to use it. It just wasn't really it didn't really make sense to use in that situation.
I feel you, but it's still such a great thing that like such a
Yeah, no,
unique and
I
great
completely
thing,
agree.
like bruh, this man had a secret supply line, right? And then you flip over to the Zhao side, and this nigga Raboku has a decoy city. Like, the fuck? Who thinks of that? Like, seriously, who thinks, yeah, I'm gonna make this city easy to take so that it's easy to take when I take it back? What?
Yeah,
Like,
I mean,
like,
I honestly think the setup is
what?
better than the coalition, but like one thing people say is the setup, like for starting the battle, was the best part of the arc, and if that's better than the actual battle, then that says something about the battle.
I wouldn't say that it was. I agree with you when you say that it like the setup was better than the coalition because for the most part the coalition was a surprise to us. We had like we as readers as well as the niggas in Quinn didn't see it coming. We weren't expecting it. You know what I'm saying? At the time, we were in a strong alliance with Raboku one of the not even one of the top nigga in China, according to everybody, for taking out Oki. So it's like getting attacked by everybody else. What was like a month later, or like 6 months later after they fucking took Sanyo. It was like, damn, that was they got caught off guard with that. But for this whole thing, it was like, yo, it was such high level plays. Like, again, we got a fake supply line, we got a fake city, well, not a fake city, but a decoy city, and it's like, okay, not for nothing, your decoy city beat my fake supply line. I'll give you that. Like, cause that shit, yo, the fact that these niggas took a city and then Ocean was like, yeah, that whole plan you came up with for a year, my nigga, that shit was done. Like, what? Oh, we like, wait, the plan is done because we took the city? Yeah, the plan is done because we took the city. How does that make sense, bro? Like, how does that, like, how does Roboku think of shit like that?
And it was a pretty fucking awesome feat. There was people like Karn who kind of like realized it to some extent, but yeah, I do think that feat is pretty fucking crazy. I'm not even gonna hold you.
And then not only that, it's like, yo, granted, I call it Roboku arrogance or Zao arrogance too.
They have Zao brains, man. Forgive them.
Oh, bro, but they literally had contingencies for contingencies, except Osin's contingency. Like, that's the thing. Like, the big brain plays was so high in this fucking arc. When you think that the saving grace, no matter what happened in this arc, the saving grace was something that Osin discussed with this nigga upon leaving. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, we need King to bring us food from the other side.
Yeah, all while like the tension and the mysterious vibe was just handled so well. But I do want to make a video comparing the coalition start to the Western Zone invasion start. I feel like that'd be a fucking awesome video to make.
Yeah, it really would, because the coalition, it was just one after another after another after. It was like, yo, we're getting attacked by Wei. How many? 150,000. All right, fuck. Well, shore up these lines and report. Nigga, we dealing with something, nigga. You got to deal with this, too. We got an attack from Chu. How many? 150. Fuck. So it's like, yo, like that setup, the way that they just kept piling on and piling on. Like, every chapter that you kept reading, you had to keep reading because you wanted to know how the fuck we was getting out of this situation. Like, I remember reading that for the first time. I was like, all right, so we getting attacked by 2 states. All right, cool. That's cool. Then I read the next chapter. Wait, another state? Well, how many states is in this fucking, you know what I'm saying? How many states is in China, nigga? Like, next thing you know, yeah, it's 6 whole states coming out. I'm like, wait, god damn. And it's like the beginning of that arc is so good.
So
it really
good.
is. It's so good. Oh, man. And then the beginning of this arc, like I said, it's good. It's really good too. If we're talking about solely just the beginning, then I would give it
the current one right now.
The Western Western invasion.
I got
you. If I had to compare that, like just the beginning, from let's say from when they leave. From when they leave fucking Kanyo to, let's say, when they get to Retsubi, right? Because that's the opening. Or do you want what's the beginning?
I'm thinking all
arc?
The way back to like even before really where we got the reveal that it was Ocean Supreme Commander, really where the monster trio they pulled up to say, and like he told them y'all gonna be big deals, and then the next day and then saying, you know, it's Conky, you know, it's your time, all that shit.
Okay, so if you going even further back than that, like, bruh, then honestly, I'm gonna have to say it was the Western Zao invasion, because if you're coupling the fact
you got
that
Oki's glaive moment, you have the fucking subversions with the generals.
that shit was hype. Nah, bruh, I was just about to say the fact that the Issei was like, "Yo, rise, like stand on equal footing with me as we speak." You two, like you three, are greater. Like we expect greater. Like the moment. Like, I guess, like, for many people, it was passed over. It's just like, oh, it's just a king congratulating them. But, like, nah, you have to understand that, like, in the terms of the kingdom world, what Issei just did, like, that kind of declaration is like, yo, you three are my niggas. Like, I don't really, like the way he put it, you three must survive. This is only one step on our path. It's like, nigga, like that to like Uhon and like Moten niggas that have a little bit more like political know-how.
Especially Ohan.
They're like, yo, my nigga, he just named me one of his six. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's how I took it. It's like, yo, like when he said, like, you must survive, you must live, you must continue. It's like, yeah, you must do these things because I'm naming you one of my six. You know what I'm saying? Because like that's a big aspect of the Quinn Six, the trust and the faith that the king has in you, not only to get the job done, but to not betray. You know what I'm saying? So like that was a very important moment. Like really important. And then Shin getting the glaive, like, come on, bro.
I
Like
wonder
the
if
glaive
Ohan,
made the
like, he
art.
becomes a great general and then he looks back at that moment. I mean, he kind of has reflected on that moment in a sense with, like, I'm one of the Kin swords. So, there's
Yeah.
been, like, references to it, but I wonder if it's going to be a continued thing because that is pretty fucking special to Ohan.
No, and honestly, I do think it was because of that moment that he even like took on that. Because first of all, naming yourself the King's Sword is a big deal.
Yeah,
You know
for
what I'm saying?
sure.
Like that's not something that you can just do yourself. Like Shin has been doing it because Issei named him his sword back in the day. So it's like it's not something that's like out of the realm for Shin to say. But for Uhon, like yeah, my nigga, that's something he picked up recently. Like I am the sword. It's like the spear, the sword, it don't even matter. I am the blade of my king, my nigga. And that moment is such a great moment. Such a great moment. And then when they was like, yeah, like don't treat this as expectations to be met. Nigga, these are must hit goals. Cause if y'all fuck up, we fuck up. And we can't fuck up. And I love how they put so much faith in these niggas and they still had them at 5K commander.
Yeah, that's pretty wild.
Like, how the fuck, like, yo, if you literally just said out your own mouth, we're better than your mid-tier generals. Make me a fucking general now, then.
But let's segue. I'm about to end it soon, so if anyone got any questions in the chat, we'll answer them real quick and then we'll be out of here. Biner said, wouldn't it be crazy if Osen and Konki leave together to build a kingdom/state? I mean, I think that would have pretty much happened if Riboku accepted.
Listen out, nigga. He said Osen and Konki?
Yeah, Osen and Konki.
Oh, nah, listen. In Osen, we trust, so that's my state right there. Fuck Shin, fuck Uhon. Say is my nigga, but look, in Osen, we trust. Them two together with Riboku, bro, that's too much. That's too much, bro.
That's too much.
Like, you understand that we gonna have fucking crazy castles constructed. We gonna have military grade forts built in every mountain range. You know what I'm saying? And then we gonna have Konki just keeping the peace. Cause you know, don't nobody want to get a fucking knock from the Saki clan. Nigga, theft is gonna be at an all-time zero in their country, my nigga.
Yo, remember when I think it was Draco, he argued that Konki would be a good ruler or something, that he'd be fair to the citizens?
I don't know about fair, but everybody eating in Konki's lands. I can guarantee you that. Konki got a few like regions in Quinn under him. I guarantee you, everybody eating.
Hey, everyone that's putting in the work, you know, to make the dream a reality.
Nah, I'm saying ain't nobody living in Konki land that's not about that action. Nigga, if you can't fight, you need to move. Like, you need to move, nigga. We eating over here. Remember, they cannibals. Like, oh, that's so funny. They used to be cannibals. I want to see I want to see Konki's backstory so bad. Like, how did fucking Mogu recruit this nigga on some shit?
Yeah, I do think Konki and Mogu's relationship is probably one of the more interesting ones that we haven't seen yet. It's just Mogu is he's such a good guy. Why the fuck would he, with Konki? But I guess he just cared about. Maybe he saw something in Konki too, like Choto did, and it's probably like a mix of that. And he just wanted to be like a big shot so badly.
Now, you know what? It's not even about like why Mogu wanted Konki. I can see why Mogu wanted Konki. It's like, yo, this nigga is a bandit, and I can get him. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what does a bandit want? They want money. They want food. They want a nice house. They want the lavish lifestyle that they weren't born into, right? Nigga, if we hitting accomplishments like this, I guarantee you, Mogu was like, yeah, you taking like 80% of the fucking profits. You know what I'm saying? Like, Osen don't need that shit. He's already a noble. Mogu by that time was already a noble. So I'm guaranteeing you, he was like, yo, Konki, Here's like 70% of the profits. Like, I'm gonna get all the rewards because I'm the commanding general. But best believe I'm gonna keep you and your men fed. I smooth think that that's how their relationship works. But
But
my
do you
thing
think
is,
Mogul would think that's worth to like kind of betray his ideals in a sense? Because Mogul's a
what
pretty honorable
ideals?
guy. Well, he's a pretty honorable
Shit.
guy.
War is war. That's the thing. Only Shin has ever had this fucking bullshit notion that you have to be a goody goody on the battlefield.
I'm
You
not
know what I'm
saying
saying?
Mogul's a
Like,
complete goody goody, but like when you get into territory of dealing with Conky, like that's another level.
I mean, yeah, but Mogul had niggas. Mogul had 1,000-man commanders of his own that were raping and pillaging, and he didn't do shit. Shin did. You know what I'm saying? Like, that nigga that Shin cut down in Sanyo was known for being a rape and pillager, and he was a 1,000-man commander in Mogul's army. Mogul wasn't that honorable, bro. He
I
was a
mean,
good
that's
dude,
pretty
but
small time though. Like Conky, he does it at a much like larger fucking, and
yeah,
then
but
at the
Conky.
same time he has
I'm just
fucking
saying.
crazy shit he does.
Think about this. Think about it like this, right? When I can't remember the dude's name, but when the 1,000-man commander is trying to rape some regular bitch in a city we already took, right? As opposed to Conky, who's scalping eyeballs and cutting off ears of enemy officers and winning battlefields. Yeah, I'm gonna overlook Conky because he's getting shit done on a much larger scale. Might be scummy, but up until Kokyo, when he killed the villagers, I don't think Conky actually targeted civilians before that. You know what I'm saying? Up until then, Conky was just bodying of military people that he beat and that he captured. You know what I'm saying? That's way different than raping and pillaging in the actual city of a civilian. So yeah, Mogul didn't give a fuck.
Maybe well
Mogul
under
didn't,
Mogul, but before that, he had the reputation of Conky the Beheader, that type of shit.
like I said, Mogul looked at him like, yo, my nigga, look, work under me and we gonna eat. I guarantee you that. But my whole thing is, what was it about Mogul that made Conky respect him so much? Because it couldn't have been just money. You know what I'm saying? Like, it had to be more than that.
Yeah,
Like,
you
yeah,
wouldn't
I'll
have
take
that
the
like
deal.
fucking his funeral thing if it was just
Right,
money.
yeah. Like, he had an actual, like, relationship with this nigga to the point where he said a funeral pyre, like you said, he said a funeral pyre for this nigga, called him by the honor, like he didn't even call him Mogul, he called him Hiruko or something like the old white, like his by his nickname and shit. Like Conky and Mogul go back, and I want to know more about that.
Well, one thing about Conky is he hates when people like Hakukise like they'll let their pride get the best of them. He wants them to kind of be humble, and especially because he has this idea that generals are kind of frauds in believing their states are like these great things when really they're just how the strong bully the weak. So maybe like he beat Mogul, or like he had Mogul cornered, and Mogul was willing to be humble and say, "You got me. Like work with me, and I'll compensate you." And probably something else to it, like I don't know, maybe something he saw in Mogul's character, like maybe Conky, like before he killed him, he was gonna give him a speech or something about his ideology, and Mogul, he might have been understanding. He's like, I understand where you're coming from. I might not agree with it, but I could see why you think we're hypocrites. But at the end of the day, I'm not really thinking kingdoms are this amazing thing. I'm just trying to get my family name up, because he might really be that selfish. Because when Moten was talking about Conky, he didn't really say that this is like hurting Mogul in a sense, like he's betraying his ideals. He said this is hurting his reputation. So it might be that Mogul doesn't care, but he's like, I don't want to be viewed as someone like that, because I'm
but that's
forming
the
a
thing,
legacy.
though. I think when it came to hurting his reputation, I think it's because he was associated, not because of not because of necessarily the scummy things Conky was doing. Because again, as far as we know, up until Kokyo, Conky only ever did the scummy thing to military officers. I think it was more of the nobles looking at Mogul like, yo, you're affiliating yourself with a bandit. You know what I'm saying? Like that, like that's what they meant by like your reputation is suffering because you have a known bandit as one of your top people in your military. That's what it is. Not necessarily what Conky was doing, because again, Conky was doing good work for them. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, nobody's ever reprimanded Conky for killing the people the way, you know what I'm saying, killing people how he kills people.
Let me go back to that chapter. See like the exact wording and shit. Do you know what chapter it was?
Oh, I want to say like 190 to like 210 or something like that.
Yeah, somewhere around that range.
because it was early Sanyo, and I know the coalition started at like 250 or something like that, or like that's when like the shit starts happening with the declaration and all of that. But honestly, what you were saying about Conky defeating Mogu, and then Mogu like just being humble and admitting defeat, I think it was honestly the opposite. I think Mogu with his like
Yeah, he used
bread
Osen.
and
My trap card Osen.
I mean it could be that, but I think like remember how Marron was saying like we suck at endurance? I feel like Mogu just wore down Conky. You know what I'm saying? Like Conky was like outmaneuvering him, outplaying him, but on a sense he was just wearing him down, throwing bodies at him, throwing bodies at him, throwing bodies at him, to the point where Conky just couldn't, like he just didn't have enough men to fight, and then like Conky was
Yeah,
surrounded.
unless Conky's like heavily outnumbered to begin with, I don't really like that. But yeah, I don't know. It could work, but the thing is, it said Conky was unbeaten at that time. So
Oh, they did? Oh, okay, I forgot that.
yeah,
Well, okay, if he was unbeaten, then yeah, Mogu probably was the one that lost.
yeah.
But then why would Conky respect this? Yeah, I need that backstory. I'm sorry. Why does Conky respect this nigga? Not that Mogu's not worth respecting, but still, it's like the level of respect that Conky, someone who, for the most part, hasn't shown respect to anyone else other than like maybe Osen, if you like consider him calling Osen a crazy bastard, respect. You know what I'm saying?
I think
So
he
it's
respects Osen just because Osen does not give a fuck. He's gonna go after what he wants to do. It doesn't matter if you like think what he's doing is not honorable, whatever. He's gonna go after that. He doesn't care about anything but his goal.
So yeah, it's like, what did Mogu do to get that respect from Conky? Because that's I'm sorry that Conky he's not my favorite character, but he's definitely up there.
He's definitely intriguing.
Definitely up there.
He's definitely intriguing. I'll say that.
Man. I want to know what Conky's childhood was like, my nigga. What made him this way? Nigga said rage. Nigga, what made you so angry? Why are you so mad, Conky? You need a hug, my nigga? Cause that nigga, like, he be having so many bitches in his tent, and he's still just angry. I want, you know what? Conky needs to lead another war. I need to see this shit.
Hey man, we might get it soon. Him versus Kocho.
Right. How many men? Like if you had to put a number to it, total.
Both of their sides.
Yeah.
Shit, I don't know, man. I mean, maybe 50K versus 50K, maybe 30K versus 30K, somewhere around there.
Nah, see, okay. See, I need Conky to lead like that fucking, well shit, 50, didn't he have 50K at the Kokyo?
Yeah, around there.
So I need Conky to lead like 100K.
I don't know, because in Kokyo, it was disjointed. It wasn't him leading the whole army. So
I know, but I'm saying like it was his army plus like Shin's unit. Like there was no other like extra units, right?
yeah.
So yeah, I need double that. I need Conky with a full 100,000 army versus Kocho or whoever. I just need to see that.
I just don't think that's reasonable at the moment because, Osen's going to be a major player. And then there's Yotanwa, there's Eiko, there's the Monster Trio. It's like, how are you going to have Conky having 100K men? And then what are these other guys doing?
I'm saying like with the reinforcements that they got from Toe's army, right? Let's just say like not each of the great, like we know Mobile has an army of like 180,000 or some crazy shit. But let's say for the most part, like Toe has an army of like 90,000, and then he has a bunch of subsidiaries that's under him that was just in the area, and he brought them all with him. But for this battle, they're under different people. You know what I'm saying? Like Toe is being sent there as reinforcements, or at least the people that was with Toe is being sent there as reinforcements. So I can see them boasting Conky's numbers like that. And plus, you got to think, like, didn't they all get rewards? Like, shouldn't they have all of their numbers should have gone up significantly?
I'm not sure, but then why not just bolster Osen? Have him, because I don't think they're going to have Osen and Conky both have 100K. That's kind of wild to me. So it's like you'd give it to the big guy, but maybe if Riboku shows up and then Osen's kind of occupied, so then Conky's like the major face of the battle. I don't know.
Is this battlefield big enough to have another split? Like how kind of like how we did it. Like maybe not with Yotanwa, but like we could split. How many did we have last time? 200,000?
Yep.
Yeah, so we would have to have double that, like 400,000.
That's
And
fucking
then,
wild, bro. That's like coalition army numbers.
I mean, look, they fighting everybody left in Zal.
Yeah.
And if I mean, at some point we got to get back to these millions of men's in the palm of our hands type shit, like that Osen and I mean that Renpa was talking. You know what I'm saying? We got to get back to that point eventually.
We'll definitely get to that point where we face Chu at least. I don't know about before then, but because that's so many fucking men, dude.
I'm saying, you ever think we're going to get to a war where it's like a million versus a million?
I guess
100,
Kin versus
like
Chu. I mean, with how many men it seems like Zhao pulled out of their ass. Like, not saying it's an ass pull, but they were like, whoa, where these people come from?
It was.
I mean,
it was definitely
I don't want to get into that right now because I'm about to end it. But what I was gonna say is that since they pulled so many men, like it seemed like even with Zhao being nerfed beforehand by Hakuki, they had like 500k by themselves. So it's like I could see numbers getting pretty fucking wild, but I don't know about the millions, dude. That's pretty crazy. But yeah, just give some final thoughts and then I'm gonna end it.
All right. Well, like we were saying earlier, I'm really hyped for the Ray stuff. I hope that she joins the unit and that this wasn't just wasted time. I'm really excited for the Manu stuff. I hope that he comes back sooner than what I predicted, but I do see him like just being a part of that mobile Chu plotline. So since that's put to the back burner
maybe
right
Shin
now,
fights Chu like sometime soon, and then Manu bodies him, and then he'll have his major battle with Mobu later. That'd be pretty funny.
Nah, you know what? That's what I want. That's what I want now. I want Shin to fight Mobu. I mean, Shin to fight Manu and lose.
That would be fucking crazy.
People are saying Shin is like top one in the verse.
Yeah, no, that's cap. We all know that's cap.
Yo, I don't know. Like, yeah, nah, that's cap. That's cap.
That's not happening.
Sorry, Buster. I'm thinking like there's still so many unknown people that we haven't even heard of yet that will most likely be stronger than Shin, if not like technically superior with the glaive, because he's still not a glaive master. He just had a lot of willpower and fucking muscle through.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I'm about to end it here.
Yeah, but that's about it.
Thanks for coming to the stream, guys. I enjoyed actually having people come to the chat and chat. I usually fucking stream on Twitch and there's no one in the fucking chat, so yeah, it was pretty dope answering questions and shit. But yeah, we out of here. Peace out, guys.